Hi, it's Michelle Malkin for CRTV.com. As viewers know, I've been covering the case of former Oklahoma City police officer Daniel Holtzclaw. If you tuned into season 1, you saw our two-part debut, Daniel in the Den, and in season 1 finale, episode 13, we gave an update on Daniel's direct appeal, which was filed February 1st of this year. I am with Jenny Holtzclaw, the sister of Daniel Holtzclaw and the strongest advocate and voice for his story. I want you to let us know, after all of this time, all of this journey, the questions that are still on a lot of people's minds who have doubts about the case. What would you say the top 2 or 3 issues are out there that you really want to address?
First off, the one I would like to address is the Facebook messaging between Shardarian Hill and Daniel Holtzclaw. In those messages, in the public, I want them to see them for themselves, because they are interactions of someone that's asking, "What are you getting your warrants taken care of? How are you doing?" There was nothing of a sexual content in those messages. It was strictly as if it was a brother asking a sister, "Why are you not getting your warrants taken care of? Are you staying out of trouble?" Another thing I want to address too is, I tell this to people, if you were sexually assaulted by someone, would you accept a friend request or communicate and also tell that person to make it ring, as if you want that person to give you a phone call? And those interactions are not being portrayed into the media. Media did not report on those interactions between those messages, and those messages need to be out there because there was nothing sexual of nature in those messages.
So just to remind our viewers, Shardarian Hill was the one who was videotaped. She's the accuser who was videotaped in her interview with the sex crimes detective Rocky Gregory, who we interviewed as well. And she's the one who, at the very end of it, Brian Bates was the one that caught this, stretched her arms out like it was just all in a day's work, had weaved this tale of sexual assault by Daniel, and said, "Is that good? Is that good evidence?"
So this is good evidence?
Well, you tell me.
I think so, because I mean, y'all, even if he didn't even rape nobody or nothing, he's been in contact with people that he arrested.
And right there, if more people in America knew that this was the kind of attitude and these were the kind of remarks that someone who was supposed to be a victim of Daniel's was making to the sex crimes detective who had nothing to say about that,
It should have never made it to trial. It should have never made it to trial.
And isn't it the case, too, that it wasn't until Brian Bates had informed the prosecution that this was at the end of the tape that they even knew she had said it?
They actually had to pause the trial so they could listen to it themselves and hear it. It was the bombshell question, or why did this even make it to trial, and how did it even get this far, when she basically said, even if he didn't rape anybody.
So I guess another aspect of it, too, that maybe people don't understand, again, is that Shardarian Hill was the woman who had chomped on a vial of PCP. Daniel had gone out of his way to help save this woman's life. And then it was after Janie Liggins went public with her story
She
that
saw it on the news.
she saw it on the news. And then all of a sudden, this encounter that she had with Daniel as she was handcuffed to the bed in the busy emergency room, all of a sudden became another act of terror in her mind. And where is she now?
I'm not sure, but I know that the latest that I heard, that she had a victim protective order against her, and that's the latest that I have heard. I know that she still has her lawsuit with Benjamin Crump, along with several of the other accusers as well.
Even though the jury did not believe a single one of the charges involving Shardarian Hill. I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand as well, is when they fret about the social media interaction between Daniel and Shardarian Hill, they don't realize that this woman was completely disbelieved by the jury.
Yeah, and she's still suing for guaranteed millions of dollars. Millions of dollars is what she will receive at the end of this lawsuit.
It's pretty astonishing because she has become one of the big public faces of the story.
This is the face of courage.
She was by Benjamin Crump's side at all of these press conferences. And was she in the 2020
She
show?
was. And they also showed her on the Crime Watch Daily show as well. Clips of her doing the end of the videotape where she says, even if there's no evidence, or even if he didn't rape nobody, he's still contacting people on Facebook.
So why did Daniel contact Shardarian Hill on Facebook? Brian Bates answered that question at a Q&A session in December.
Daniel friended her on Facebook. It was against policy. He shouldn't have done it. I looked at Daniel and said, what the heck were you thinking? What is in those messages, Daniel? Because there's nothing in those messages. Every single message was shown in court. Every single one. You would have thought it was a brother talking to a sister, a troubled sister. Every single message was, are you staying out of trouble? I just looked. You have warrants. Not, can I come get some sex from you? You have warrants. You have to get those taken care of. You will go back to jail.